So welcome to Nirvana Day International Buddhist Conference 2023. And conference topic is how do we educate others about the peaceful history of the swastika symbol in Buddhism, as well as Dharmic and indigenous cultures amidst an increase in hate crime and violence. And this event is co-organized by Heiwa, Peace and Reconciliation Foundation, New York, International Buddhist Education Center, and Sangakaya Foundation. So we are actually connecting on Kushinagar, India, and Hiroshima, Japan, and then New York, USA, and all the other different places. We have wonderful speakers, all different places of the world. And so I hope you'll be enjoying the speakers. And also we do have a question, dialogue and a QA period. So if you have any questions you wanted to ask to the speakers, you can also write it to the comments part of Facebook if you're watching Facebook. And so thank you so much again for joining. So we will start from the music today and perform, the title itself is the Songs of Impermanence, and which is a song connected to the part of the Buddha Shakyamuni's passing. And in the background, we are using the Nirvana painting, which is coming from the Reverend Danjo's temple. And so he will be speaking later, and so that's the things that I would like to share. Okay, so let us begin. The song is sang by Lulla, and so this is the part of. Actually, the words are part of iroha-uta, like a Japanese alphabet type of things. And then also the part of the songs, which is Heike Monogatari, a tale of Heike. So those two are sung by Lulla LayLa. Yeah, thank you very much. So I hope you get some sense of Nirvana painting, and it has been used in on this time, especially Mahayana tradition in Japan in particular. We have a painting hanging on the temple, and then observe the Buddha's passing, and then thinking of the impermanence of life. Now, I would like to invite Venerable Prasil Ratna Gautama, who is the president of Sangakaya Foundation. And Bante, are you available? Can you unmute yourself and give us the welcome from the organizers?
Okay.
Okay, you want to say a few words here for
Okay.
welcome?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. You can hear well. Okay, let me put you on a spot pin.
Can I most venerable?
Mm-hmm.
Who invite you now?
Yes, you're on.
Okay. Hello everybody. My brother and the sister. Today is a Nibbana Day International Buddhist Conference on 2023. The host, the most venerable Nakagaki, and then the India's Bhikkhu and the IBEC. Today, your the topics. How do we educate others about the peaceful history of the symbol in the Buddhism as well as the dramas and indigenous culture amidst an increase in hate crime and the violence? Today, I have been in the Thailand, Bangkok. Yeah, fortunately, I can participate in just movements because I came from the Burma in this afternoon. I was stay the 2 day in the Bangkok, and then coming the 9 March night, I will be flying to the United States, New York, and the Washington D.C. I have been many times in the New York, but most of them we miss each other. Actually, the society marked by high levels of the violence and the crime. Nowadays, the whole world, such as South Africa and the Burma, Myanmar, and the Middle East people invest in anything that made them feel more the situations from the backlash fast and the banish burdens to the highest concrete wall and the electric fences. And the government tends to take a hardline approach, putting more police on the street and touching the punishments of the offender. However, the claimants down on the violence and the crime affects only it. The symptom focuses on the security alone, fails to address the causes of the violence. And rather, what is needed is a change to emphasize from the securities to the safety. Securities means the protection against a known or the perceived threat. Why safety is a means to live without this trust or the tear, to create a society where anyone feels is required and understanding of safety as the human right and a public good that needs to be the protest. The ways to achieve this is through the commitment to the preventing the violence and the crime by addressing is the root causes. But in the Buddhist tradition, today's Nibbana Day, International Day, Nibbana means really the peace. Yeah, Nibbana has commonly been interpreted as the extension of the three poisons. three poisons such as greed, hatred, and ignorance, covering everybody, covering the three poisons. When the three poisons are extinguished, released from the circuits of the reverse, samsara is attained. Nibbana has also been claimed by some scholars to be identical with anatta. Now set in the Sonyata. Sonyata states through this is a hotly contested by other the scholars and the practices the Bhikkhu. In time, with the developments of the Buddhist teaching, other the interpretation were given, such as the absence of the maybe the oneness of the activities of the mind, the eliminations of the desire and the escape from the five aggregate, five khandha. Buddhist Theravada, the scholastic tradition, identify two types of the Nibbana. Ta-upaditita Nibbana and Anupaditita Nibbana. Ta-upaditita Nibbanas, which is a remainder attained in a maintained duty life. The Anupaditita Nibbanas means a Nibbana without a remainder. Final Nibbana achieved on death, a death which is not followed by the reversal, reincarnation in the usual way. The founders of the Buddhism, our the Lord Buddha. Our the Lord Buddha is believed to have reached both these states. The first is his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, as you know about this. The later at his pathway, many years later, most the Mahayana, the tradition, authorities has broadly the similar idea, but they prefer the terms abidis and non-abidis nirvanas for the two stages. Nirvanas of the liberations from the circuits of the reverse is the higher aim of the Theravada tradition. In the Mahayana tradition, the higher goal is the Buddhahood, in which there is no vice in the Nibbana. Buddha have liberated beings from the samsara by teaching the Buddha path. There is no reverse for the Buddhas or people who attain the Nibbana. But it's a teaching remain in the world for a certain time as a guidance to the attain the Nibbana. Nibbana means the really peace. We must be the create and the inner peace and individual peace. According to the Buddhist tradition, Lobha, Dosa, Moha, greed, hatred, and the ignorance created hate, crime, and the violence. If we don't want the violence and the hate crime in the world, we must be reduced the three poisons as a Lobha, Dosa, Moha, greed, hatred, and ignorance. So my brother and the mother, sister, let the remove the dangerous three poisons. We will be attain real the peaceful life as the Nibbana. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. They're giving the chance to me first. Welcome we speak about the Nibbana today.
Thank you, Dr. Venerable Dr. Sobhita, and he's from Myanmar, and he's the president of the International Buddhist Education Center and one of our organizers. So thank you for your welcome. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Ganesha Bhikkhu, and he's from the, what do you call it, Kushinagar in India. And he's a head monk of Nirvana temple, but also has been very, very active in the promoting the Dharma, not only the temple, but also the community itself, Kushinagar community. So he's promoting a lot of tourism, everything. So, and then his personality, you can see how, very approachable and very kind, and that particular nature bring a lot of people together. And so we are very grateful that since this is a Pari-Nirvana, which is happened in Kushinagar, and then we have a monk from Kushinagar, which is a head monk from the Kushinagar, and the leader of the Kushinagar monk. So we are very fortunate to have you here today. So could you start with the prayer, and thank you.
नहीं नहीं हमारे भगवान तथागत अभी पहले प्रार्थना करें उसके बाद बोलें नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धास्सा नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धास्सा नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धास्सा इतिसो भगवान् सम्मा सम्बुद्धो बुद्धाचरण सम्पन्नो सुगतो लोकविदु अनोत्तरो पुरुषा धम्मसारथि तथा देवमनुष्याणां बुद्धो भगवति स्वाखातो भगवता धम्मो साधिको अकालिको एहिंसासिको उपादेयिको तथा वदि धम्मो विदोयति समदि भन्नो भगवतो सावक संघो औसवदि भन्नो भगवतो सावक संघो न्यायवदि भन्नो भगवतो सावक संघो सामयवदि भन्नो भगवतो सावक संघो यदि धम्मचारे पुरुषायुगा नियता पुरुषा मुगला ऐसा भगवतो सावक संघो आहुनेयो पाहुनेयो दक्षिणेयो अंजलि प्रणेयो अनुत्तरा पुण्य घटा लोकसादि भगवान बुद्ध लुम्बिनी में पैदा हुआ Blessed Buddha was born in Lumbini, enlightened in Bodh Gaya. सारनाथ में प्रथम उपदेश दिया He gave his first sermon in Sarnath. उसके बाद 45 वर्ष तक घूम के पूरा हिंदुस्तान में प्रचार किया After that 45 years he had been teaching around India. आखिर में राजगिरी में राजेश आने चलो कहाँ चलेगा बंदे कुशीनगर चलो At last at Rajgir he decided to come to Kushinagar. निर्वाण प्राप्त होने के लिए to attain Nirvana. राजगीर से अम्बालथिका From Rajgir he reached Ambalastika, Nalanda, Natika, Padrigram, Kotigram, and Baisali. From Baisali, Ambagram, Bandagram, Jambugram, Astigram, Bhognagar, then Pawa. At Pawa he had his last meal in Chunda's place. It is said that he has been given pork meat. But it was not pork meat, it was sakarkan, sukarkan. It was made from a vegetable and it was made like a soft boiled and soft meal. It was given to Buddha. After that he reached Kakuta and he took his bath. It was 6 miles only from Pawa to Kakuta. From Kakuta it was 6 miles to Kushinagar. After reaching Kushinagar in search of water, he reached Matakur. At the back of Matakur, there was a small stream, Kanua River. From that Kanua River, water was taken and offered to Buddha. ये मल राजा का राजगादी है मल लड़ाकू है मारेगा पीछेगा झगड़ा करेगा कुछ बोलता है मल राजा उसे अनुमति मांगना चाहिए After that he requested Ananda to take permission from the royal Mallas so that he can attain Nirvana in their Sala garden. उसके बाद आनंद ने मल राजा से अनुमति मांगा Then Ananda took permission from the royal Mallas. मल राजाओं ने The royal Mullah said, wherever you want to go, you want to take Nirvana, you can take. उसके बाद अभी जो भगवान बुद्ध का निर्वाण प्राप्त हुआ था मल राजाओं का विश्राम करने का जगह था That was the place where Mal Rajas used to take rest where Buddha attained Nirvana.
वही आया, वही आने के बाद 2 साल वृक्ष के बीच में लगभग 7 दिन लेट गया, सो गया।
After reaching there, in between two sala trees, he laid down.
सोने के बाद 7 दिन 8 दिन करते करते लगभग 12 बजे करीब हुआ, सुभद्रा परिवार चुका।
He laid down at 7 o'clock, and around 12 o'clock, Subhadra, he reached Buddha, near Buddha.
सुभद्रा परिवार को आकर उपदेश दिया।
To Subhadra, he preached the last teaching.
उपदेश दिया लगभग सवेरे 4 बजे करीब सुभद्रा को उपदेश देने के बाद अंतिम उपदेश दिया था। अंतर जाति पे कोई आमंत्रित आदमी हो, वह धर्मा संकारा अपवादे न संपादिता।
So next early morning around 4 o'clock, he gave the last sermon, that was the Handa Dani Bhikshe Amataniyo Vaya Dhamma Sankara Appamadana Sampadeda. That is, behold, O monks, this is my last word to you. All compounded things decay, work diligently to accomplish your goal.
उसके बाद भगवान बुद्ध का लाशों पर गया। आदमी लोग आते आते 8 देश का लोगों में आया उनको दर्शन करने के लिए।
After that, Buddha's body was laid there, and 8 people from 8 different countries reached there to pay a visit, to pay last tribute to Buddha.
जो भगवान बुद्ध ने निर्माण प्राप्त किया था उसी जगह से पश्चिम में पूरब लोगों ने कहा पश्चिम में ले जाएगा।
Where Buddha attained Nirvana, people wanted to take him towards the west.
लेकिन पश्चिम नहीं ले जा सकता था। पूरब आया, पूरब में ककुटा नदी के किनारे में ही लाश को संस्कार किया। फिर यहाँ के किनारे में संस्कार किया।
After that, he was being taken to the east on the bank of Hiranyavati river. He was given the last cremation.
संस्कार करने के बाद जो संस्कार करने का तब में लाश सब जला नहीं, कुछ अंश जल गया, कुछ अंश नहीं जला।
Lighting the body, whole body was not burned. A few parts were remained.
जो नहीं जला है वो चीज है 4 दंत, उसके बाद है पसेरी के 2।
For the unburnt parts were teeth, then this collarbone,
उसके बाद माथा,
head, skull.
7 चीजें जलाने उसे बचा, लगे बाकी वाला पूरा शरीर में जल गया।
Remaining all the parts were totally burned.
जलने के बाद सबसे बड़ा है मूंग के दाने के बराबर है। दूसरा हड्डी है चावल के टुकड़े के बाकी है।
Some parts were like this mustard seed, and some were like rice grain. It became like that.
तीसरा चीज है सरसों के दाने के बाकी।
Third was like mustard seeds.
उसी चीजों को द्रोण पद्धति से विभाजन किया। कुशीनगर का मल पहले मनाई कप बनाई, बनाई माने 2 पाव वाला कप है, उसी कप से कुशीनगर का मल को पहले दिया 1 कप।
Then John separated those relics into 8 parts. First part was given to Kushinagar king, with two monks, that is 2 manai. Second was given to Pawa Mallas. Third was given to Kapilabastu Sakyas. Fourth was given to the Koliyas of Ramagram. Fifth was given to Baliyas, Vaisali and Magar.
8 जगह विभाजन किया था। 8 जगह विभाजन करने अपने अपने सब किया। कुशीनगर को जो मिला है उसको जो अभी महापुरुष में प्राप्त हो रहा है उसी जगह में एक छोटा सा 5 फीट करीब का एक छोटा सा स्तूप बनाया।
The relics which was received by the royal Mongols was enshrined into a small 5 feet high stupa in Nirvana temple, near Nirvana temple.
उसके बाद धीरे धीरे राजा महाराजा बद्री होते गया बड़ा बनाते करीब करीब 100 फुट करीब ऊंचा महापुरुष स्तूप बनाया।
Gradually, when the kings were changing, the stupas they started rebuild the stupa, that it became nearly 100 feet high.
स्तूपा से सटे मल्ल राजाओं के जमाना में एक मंदिर बनाया गया था, उसी मंदिर भगवान को जब निर्भर प्राप्त है उसी के सागर में एक मूर्ति भी बनाया गया था
near the close to the ancient relics place stupa. There was a temple made and exactly resembling Buddha's last reclining posture. The statue was made there.
लेकिन जमाना बदली करते करते यहाँ जो बुद्ध को नहीं मानने वाला लोगों ने तेलुगु अचूपा मंदिर सब को तोड़ दिया गया है
Gradually, when Buddhism was declining, all the things all became debris.
ये जमीन लाना नेपाल या अंग्रेज लोग आने के बाद राष्ट्र बनाने खोजा तो सबसे पहले पश्चिम में राष्ट्र बनाने खोजा था कराची से लाहौर रास्ता बनाया गया उसी रास्ता में मोहनजोदड़ो हड़प्पा नाम के एक पुराना घर बना
When Britishers came, they started to excavate the ancient places, and Mohenjo-daro and Harappa they discovered in the near India-Pakistan border.
उसी खंडर में के बाद एशियन आर्कियोलॉजिकल सोसाइटी को संस्था बनाया था
Then Asian Archaeological Society was a charitable trust was made.
उसी संस्था की तरफ से हमारा कुशीनगर गोरखपुर जिला में जो कुशीनगर है उसी जगह पहुंचा
Then that trust reached near Gorakhpur in Kushinagar.
एक टीला वो टीला है पहाड़ नहीं प्राकृतिक पहाड़ बनावटी पहाड़ के रूप में रहा है
Then they found it as an artificial peak, not a mountain, but it's an artificial peak.
उसी पहाड़ को सबसे पहले पुरानी कौन है अंग्रेज आकर पूछे क्या है माथा कुंवर का पुत्र
Then they located the Matakur site temple, Matakur Fort.
माथा कुंवर माने माथा माने क्या है कुंवर क्या माने पुत्र माने क्या है माथा माने पता शब्द से आया होगा कुंवर माने कुमार शब्द से आया गुड है टीला
Mata means for head, Kor means
कुमार
Kor means prince, like Rajkumar, prince, and then Kot means peak.
उसी को अंग्रेज ने खोदा गया तो सबसे पहले एक मूर्ति मिला
Then they excavated that place and they found a statue there.
जो मूर्ति रखा हुआ मंदिर है लगभग 10 फीट चौड़ा दीवार था उसके अंदर में एक 21 फीट मूर्ति मिला
21 feet. Okay. Then they found 21 feet high statue there, colossal statue. Yes.
उसे को खोदाई करने के बाद सब पत्थर गिरा गया पत्थर गिरने के बाद बगल में एक स्तूपा उसी स्तूपा खोदा गया था उसी स्तूपा खोदाई करने के बाद अंदर में सोने का चांदी का पीतल का तांबा का छोटे छोटे चार डिब्बा मिला
Then they excavated near that peak and then they found small containers containing gold, silver, and very other ornaments inside.
तांबा का बाल्टी पर रखा हुआ था ऊपर से ताम्र पात्र था
The copper pitcher, it was plated by a copper plate.
ताम्र पात्र लिखा है
Patisa Sampad.
वो जहाँ पर क्या सामान पर जो उन्हें पूरा लिखा था
Excuse me, can you sorry about the time, but try to conclude the words of the message.
Actually, Bhatti was
telling
the story of this Kushinagar, how Buddha attained Nirvana and then it was lost and then again it was rediscovered by British archaeologist Cunningham. He located the place, the Carlisle again excavated. Then Hirananda Sastri also excavated and then they found. Then Buddhism was not there. Then from Myanmar, one businessman Khajri Babu came and then he
Burma भूल के बांग्लादेश वाले खिजारी बाबू आता इंडिया को खिजारी बाबू ने पता करने के बाद बर्मी लोग खूब आया श्रीलंका लोग खूब आया उसी पे बर्मी लोगों ने एक बहुत तरह क्या उफो क्यों नाम के कार्मिका बिराटी कार्मिक उफो लाए उनका बनाई उफो क्यों ने स्तूपा बनाया गया पाठक को मंदिर बनाया गया
So actually after that, Khijri Babu sent Venerable U Chandramani Mahathera and Venerable Mahabir. And Venerable U Chandramani Mahathera led the present, what you see present Kushinagar. He initiated this present Kushinagar. Then Venerable Ganeshaji developed this Kushinagar completely. Wholly, he developed this.
तीन आदमी एक आदमी उपक्यू एक आदमी उपोदान तीसरा आदमी बर्मा के पटम मंदिर उदू उन्होंने पीछे वाला मंदिर है वो छोटा सा आदमी अंदर घुसेगा आधे से 10-12 आदमी घुसता
Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much. And
now what we see is that in short I'll tell about Bhakti. Bhakti wants to tell all the stories. Actually, Kushinagar, in fact, Kushinagar Kushinagar was initially Kushinagar rediscovered, rejuvenated by Venerable Chandramani and Venerable Mahavir Swami. Then Myanmar pilgrims, they supported the development of Kushinagar. And now Venerable Ganeshaji, he did all other monasteries are in Kushinagar, Thai monastery, Korean, all developed by him, initiated him. He initiated all the monasteries to develop this place.
so I'm very,
He initiated the government, he requested government for the development. He does all the development to our tourism development, religious development, Dharma development, everything.
Yeah.
He is a one-man
That's wonderful. Yeah, we need one person can change a lot of things. So he's a great example of that. And then so thank you so much for your working for the Buddha Dharma. And thank you very much for today, for your time to spend with us and then sharing your wonderful part of maybe part of the wonderful stories. And so thank you so much. Appreciate it very much. Arigato. Yeah. Thank you so much. Now,
Myanmar, we say Menglaba.
Namaste. Thank you. Sorry. So now I would like to call upon the Venerable from Japan, Soken, Danjo Soken Sensei. Reverend Danjo Soken is the head monk of Saikoji temple in Hiroshima. So he's actually joining from Hiroshima. And then the painting that we show with the singing today at the beginning is from his temple's Nirvana painting. So Danjo Sensei, よろしくお願いします。Thank you so much.
少し中垣さん、通訳もお願いできるんですか？それとも。
どちらでも大丈夫ですけど、もう言ってもらって。
なかなか英語使ってないからうまく出ないんで。
そうですか。それじゃあ、はい。
皆さんどうも、初めましての方もいらっしゃると思うんですが、私は、広島県の市内から1時間ぐらい山の方に入った西光寺という寺で住職しております。
Nice meeting you, everyone. My temple is actually Saikoji temple, which is about 1 hour apart by driving on the city of Hiroshima. And very nice meeting you, all of the people who I've never met, and also the one who met before. Thank
you. 広島市内は残念なことに78年前には原爆投下でほとんどのお寺は燃え尽きてなくなってますけれど、西光寺はそのままですね、山の中でしたから助かって、今年で555年目になります。
My temple is 555 years anniversary this year, because although our temple is in Hiroshima, so it's Hiroshima city temples in many Hiroshima cities are burned down by the atomic bomb of 78 years ago, and but yet since my temple is a little countryside, so it was not. I was still well and active, and so yeah, I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
代々のこの住職が受け継いできたお寺を今お守りしているわけなんですけれども、このお釈迦様の涅槃のそういったですね、いろんな皆さんのお話聞けるのも楽しみなんですが、いずれにしても私たちがブッダ、お釈迦様とこうして縁がつながって、日本にもお寺ができ、各寺院が多分10万ぐらいあるんじゃないでしょうかね、大小入れてですね、 たくさんの日本に仏教が目覚めてきた、またたくさんの人が救われていった大元はお釈迦さんだと思います。
So in Japan nowadays, of course, many temples existed, like maybe over 10,000 temples, so forth. But of course, this came from long ago, and the Buddhist teaching came, passing to Japan and then start spreading, and then so some the wonderful conditions, the dharmic conditions. Fulfilled, and somehow we are here enjoy the Dharma thanks to Buddha.
もうできますれば来年もこうした皆さんとのつながりがより深まっていきたいなと思っておりますけれど、私の中ではですね、お釈迦さんは今菩提寺の木の下で、ニルバーナになっていかれるわけですけど、ごめんなさい、サラソージですね。のところでニルバーナになっていくんですが、いつもお釈迦さんの後ろには木が存在してたというところに、非常に今関心を持っております。
Yeah, so when we observe this Nirvana day, we always see the Buddha laying down, and behind the Buddha's figure, there's always trees. That's actually recently I've been more aware of this particular part of the trees, always with the Buddha. And so yeah, so sorry, I hope that my brain's not a great either, so sorry about it. But then this is how his interest comes as the story goes.
私はこれからの新しい仏教ではないんですが、お釈迦さんが悟ったというところではなくて、お釈迦さんは森の意識によってお釈迦さんは悟られたというお話を最近はしております。
So
森がお釈迦さんを悟らせた。
Recently, I start talking about, maybe the Buddha himself has kind of benefit from the trees. And so in one way of looking at is because of all the nature or the trees that surround him, which make him enlightened. That's recently I feel that way, instead of Sakamuni himself enlightened, but then yes, that's a different way that I'm start teaching these days.
お釈迦様が主ではなくて、お釈迦様の背後にあった森が主だという考え方に、これからの次の世代の若い人たちに伝えようと思っております。
The center part or subject part is not more like a Buddha, but rather the trees are around. And then so especially from now to the next generation, I would like to talk about importance of those trees, and as we talk about the life of the Buddha or Buddha's the teaching.
それは一つはですね、私のちょっとごめんなさい、個人的なことなんですが、友人がですね、昨年ノーベル賞を取ったんですね。
Oh, so this is my personal things, but my friend got actually Nobel Prize last year. Last year ですね。はい。
名前はサバンテ・ペーボと言いますが、今インターネットでも彼は出てきます。遺伝子の研究を通してですね、ネアンデルタール人の遺伝子を解明した人なんですが。
His name is Dr. Savante Fable. And so he was actually studying for the DNA expert for the research of the DNA, and his name probably, or he showed many places nowadays because of he got Nobel Prize last year.
彼からいろいろ教わることが多かったんですが、1年に一度は私のお寺を訪ねて、お経を唱えたり、瞑想もしておられます。
So he has been coming to the temple at least once a year and meditate, and so we talk, and so we keep the good relation with this Mr. Sambat. Sabente でいいんですね。
サバンテテーブル。彼との私も勉強の中で、ミトコンドリアって皆さんご存知でしょうかね。遺伝子、私たちの細胞の、まあ本当は30兆あるんですけれど、その中に遺伝子がありまして、100万分の1なんですけれど、見えない世界ですが。でも、そのミトコンドリアというのは常にこう転写しながら次の代へ移っていってるんですね。
So yeah, I don't know whether I can translate this part, but mitochondria, I don't know how you say in Japanese, I mean English. So mitochondria, the part of the DNA, the things that we were talking about, and then about that's the very, very tiny part of the what do you call it? Yeah, so that itself is actually transformed, one generation to next generations. And so, which is that what you were talking about, but I'm sorry.
木の中にもミトコンドリアがあるんですが、実は私たちとミトコンドリア同士は無意識でつながっているということが言いたいんですね。
So even in the trees surround, they have DNA, and then so all those connected each other, and that's something that I would like to share.
もちろん木も話をしてるし、木も心、感情を持ってる。木だけなくて、もちろん動物も感情を持ってるというところですね。そこは
also has a feeling, and animal also has a feeling, and all the nature that surrounded us has those DNA sharing those things. So as I guess earth beings.
はい、ごめんなさい。で、まあ話を短めにしますけれど、もうこれは科学で証明されたので、私たちの遺伝子というのは10万年前からでもずっとつながって今日あるということですけれど。
So for many millions of years, it's already scientifically explained, research talking about, but then about 10 billions of years, we've been this DNA is passing all way through, so which is an amazing thing, I guess.
私たちがこれから何を大事にしなきゃいけないかというところになったときに、お釈迦さんが亡くなるときに、自灯明という言葉を、私を信じなくていいから、お前自身の中にある仏を信じなさいというような表現だと思いますが、やはり、はい。
What is most important when we talk about the Nirvana Day? And one thing that I'm always thinking about last words of the Buddha, I guess, Jitomyo, make yourself the light, make the Dharma light. But and then especially so that I understood as each one has the Buddha within, and so those become the light for your life.
でも多分そこには人間が中心になればなるほど、人間中心主義になればなるほど、この世はより混沌としてくる。そこから離れて人間を支えてもらっている森の意識、自然と言ってもいいと思うんですが、そういうものを大事にして我々がこれからの次の代に残していかなければ、そこのじゃあどうしたらその大事に残していけるかというところはお釈迦さんの教えだろうという思いに至っております。
So the first part of our life is getting so human-centered, and then the more human-centered become, then the world become pretty much chaotic. And so feel like what we have to teach to the next generation is really like so the instead of human centered everything, but rather the mori or the trees. And, those should be the center of our way of teaching of the even Buddhism. And so the I think the teaching of the Buddha can give us the hint so how we can live or, that way.
まあ、そういう意味で、ミトコンドリアメディテーションという名前をつけて、私は今若い人たちに伝えております。それはもう
So
自然と私たちはつながるんだよという意味を込めております。
So I'm doing the mitochondria meditation, or maybe DNA meditation, maybe, and all those things. And as you meditate, so we're not one. We just together. We're oneness with all different form of life, and so that's the what I start doing the meditation on. So.
ありがとうございました。こんな話でよかったですか？
いやいや、ありがとうございました。こちら、ちょっと今日は全然、まあこんなこと言ったら、まあ寝不足だったので、頭が回ってないので。
ああ、ごめんなさい。
すみませんでした。Yeah, well, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for your wonderful words, and then so I really appreciate your presence, and ありがとうございます。それじゃあ、yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Venerable Danjo from Japan, from Hiroshima. So I thank you very much for your participation and always sharing the wonderful Dharma with us. Okay. Now, what I would like to do from now is actually the conference side, the part 2 more like. And so what we're going to do part 2 is actually maybe what I was thinking was since we started to have Nirvana part always talking about, which is very important. So the part 1, we wanted to show our respect and gratitude, and what we can learn from Nirvana is one of the main parts of the part 1. And then part 2 that I would like to spend from now is the some focus topic, because it would be nice to have a little more topic and so that we can learn from each other. And so what I pick up today is the one in so-called swastika symbol. And on a poster, or maybe you can see, this is actually passing away of the Buddha, or entering the Pari-Nirvana of the Buddha in my background. And so that's why we are here. But at the same time, so the second part that I said would be connecting to the flyer that we have here. And so you see the both side of swastika on this side, on the top of the both side. Oh, my hands disappear, but anyway, so this is a swastika symbol, which is a very very long period we have been using, and in a Buddhist community, not only Buddhists but Hindus have of course a long time used too, but especially for part of the Buddhism, maybe even Japan. I'm from Japan, right? So I have certain way of looking at the swastika, because when in Japanese we call it Manji, Manji, and so it's all over the place, of course, in Japan, and temples, especially if you're born in a temple family, and then this symbol is something very close to you, not as the evil or anything, but rather peace and also prosperity or protections, and the mind of the Buddha, and the temple itself too, of course. And it's on a map. If you go to Japan, of course, you see a lot of map, and then you find this swastika. So for this session, we do have speakers from the different countries, and then sharing their thoughts, because as I start doing this particular things, one of the reasons maybe I should mention, because of the, the part of the title of the, conference topic, it says increase of the hate, crime, and the violence. And so because during all those things happen, especially in this country, United States, living in New York. And maybe I didn't introduce myself. My name is TK Nakagaki. I'm the president of the Heiwa Peace and Reconciliation Foundation of New York. So, and I'm one of the organizers of this event, and I'm doing the MC for today, simply because person I was asking was not available now, so I have to take over. But so the part of the, talking about the violence or hate crime, it's in United States or possibly Europe too, but I don't know Europe much, but in the United States for sure, this symbol of the Manji or swastika, they call it. But then actually this is a Hakenkreuz for me, because in Japan we make a distinction between two words. One is a swastika or Manji, but the other one is a Hakenkreuz, or Hitler's cross, or hooked cross, basically. So there's a two different nature, two totally different history, and totally different meanings also. So that's why you can't mix all those things, I don't think, in my opinion. But then what's happening is a mixture, and then they start saying that one is right and the other is wrong, or one is bad and this is also bad. You can't do that, I don't think. It's a shape, and then it's also important to have a context and so forth. So, but at least it's a kind of awareness would be good, because of the hate crime and violence increase in this country too. So they try to control by the law sometimes. So some of the state law, they try to make the swastika shouldn't be used at all, and then consider that as a hate symbol and evil symbol. And so that's why kind of a no kind of way that we try to bring. So, but then of course Hindu, other Asian community, or even Native Americans, these are one of the ancient symbol. And so something, education is probably one of the key for this one, because no place in the United States teach about swastika is a good symbol. No textbook talk about that at all. And so in a way it's ignorance, right? Because for 70 some years, those spreading the ignorance in this country. And so therefore that's what we wanted to have more dialogue and understanding. Basically, it's not the denying everything like Hitler. That's what happened in the Holocaust and everything. Yeah, that's one thing, definitely. But yet symbol didn't kill, or actually symbol has totally different meaning when we talk about it. So there are some problems like that happening in the United States. And then so I thought it would be great to bring some table that, I don't know, maybe in Asia you may not realize, but this is happening here. So I thought as a kind of a current situation problem from I guess the Hindu side, and then Buddhist side, and the Asian side, and then the Native American side. So this is something that I think we should all share. So to begin with this one, I just wanted to share the film. Even I wrote a book actually on this matter, and the documentary film was made, and so today I thought it would be good to share and the documentary film. It's not an entire thing, only the the short part of the 5 minutes, but then it can capture some of the meaning, what I meant, how this symbol itself is some difficulties in this West, but then the things what happen to here can really affect the other world too. So I think it's nice to be aware of this things. This movie was actually made by Japanese producer, what do you call it? Producer, and director, and Jewish producer. My name is Toshikazu Kenjitsu Nakagaki, so people call me TK as a initial part. And I myself was born in Japan, in Osaka, and I came to the United States 1985. So actually, I live here about 35 years in this country, United States. Right now, it seems like in terms of swastika or the Hakenkreuz, we just need a little more information available so that people can read and see. 一応じゃあここにあるその曼字っていうのは基本的には仏教のシンボルっていうような形で考えてもう全然問題はないっていう形。
Pretty shocked to see it here, to be honest with you. I didn't expect it to be in a temple of all places or a shrine. I think just because it has such a negative connotation.
140年ぐらい前に、関東地域のかなり広範囲の地図を作りました。その時に地図記号を定めております。その最初の時から曼字の記号をお寺に使ってございます。
アメリカ人は何をもって自分をアメリカ人として見るか、日本人は何をもって日本人として見るところに考えるときに、日本人で結局まだ悲しいところ血なんですよね。でもアメリカ人って結局例えば朝とかに旗に忠誠を誓うとかそういうのあるんですよね。だから旗が持つ意味って多分シンボルが持つ意味多分かなり日本人とは違う感覚を持ってるから。
もう3000万人の外国の旅行者が日本に来ていただいてますし、オリンピックに向けておそらく数はどんどん増えていくと思いますので、だんだんこの曼字の記号って何なのって思う方は増えてくるんだと思うんですね。でその時にこういう背景がある、こういう歴史的な背景があるということを、やはりきちんと理解をしてもらうというのは大事だと思いますが。
Symbols require us to be careful. Hate crimes here in the city have increased immeasurably in the last couple of years, and now the swastika is being painted in all kinds of places. So I think it's important, particularly for Buddhists and perhaps more generally for many Asians, to understand what a provocative and negative symbol it is when used as part of white supremacy, white nationalism, anti-Semitism.
It was used as a trademark, or at least a supplementary mark for many products, because in history it represented good fortune, good luck, the four seasons, any number of more deeply symbolic and or spiritual things.
But to try and convince people who still are bearing the scars of that use of swastika, because whether Hitler called it that or not, if the last thing the person you love most in the world experienced was a person wearing that symbol, blowing their brains out, what they called it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. To them, it doesn't matter. And no, there's no maybe. That's the problem here. If in the end, historical reconstruction
曼字を通してじゃあもう少しそこにダイアログが生まれていく、だから対話が生まれていくっていうのが一番私としては大切なことで、その平和っていうのを私はずっと考えてきてるから、平和のシンボルっていうことはやっぱりどういうふうに相手を理解するか、お互いを理解していくかっていうのがすごく大切になってくると思うんで、だからそのシンボルを蘇らすことっていうのはある意味で人類の歴史をちゃんと蘇らさせてもらうことにもなるし、ヘイトクライムもどうやってできてるかもよくわかると思うんですよね。Yeah, so that's the about movie. Just a short part of it, but I hope you can get some idea what we are talking about, and how sensitive this issue has been, and it's like it's a very taboo, and it's still, and many people have have some problem about this, but yet when we talk about East and West, meeting the global society community, then we need to have some way to discuss. And plus, for me, what I learned, one thing from after I moved to this country, well, I actually came to the United States 1985. Then what I see was that if I don't speak, it's like nobody is here. But so especially in this country, talking about it, if you have a concern, everything you have to sort of like express what's your concerns, everything. So from that sense, actually talking about it, because the Buddhists, of course, will tend to be quiet, and I hope they will understand everything, but yet we need to make some efforts to bring the the values and teachings and culture, and then particularly the symbol itself has been, as you see in my background, that's in the heart of the Buddha is one of the symbols, so which means really central part of what do you call it, teachings too. So we wanted to hear from the different countries. I think this video can cover some of the Japanese way of looking at the symbols. So I wonder how's the other countries of the Buddhist country, because sometimes I never ask this question until I started going. But even like a left top, this side is the Buddha. It's actually a Chinese painting, well, this one, and then some Japanese temple, and also some Japanese temple. But then this mixed with the Hindu, Buddhist, I mean Jain and Hindus in this background, and so anyway, that's the introduction that I would like to make. Let us start from Venerable Refa, and he has been, he's from originally China, and he live in New York, and he used to be the president of the American Buddhist Confederation, which is a Chinese group of organization here, and also he has been he's also vice chair of the Buddhist Council of New York, and that's in the background of, and so Venerable Refa has been very active in leader of the Chinese Buddhist community in New York, and as well as the Buddhist Council, various Buddhists together, and he's also was a very important role in this community. So I'm very grateful that this time Venerable Refa was able to join us for this conference. So, Venerable Refa, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Good morning in American, and good evening and good night in Asia, like Thailand, Indian, or Japan. It's the night time in there. We have many people from different countries to attend this conference, which held by TK Nakagaki, to remark the Buddha's Nirvana days. I'm really happy to attend this conference. Thank you for inviting me to attend the conference. As the topic of the swastika, right? In Chinese, we call one is like really close to Japanese manji, right? We call one. in traditionally is from the Buddhism. When Buddhism separate from India to China, the swastika is the physical characteristics for Buddha, which we last we see in the chart of the Buddha statue. We have the swastika there. It means good, peace, and merit and virtue consummation, really, which means people who become a Buddha have a long time, long life, every life, many long times. And in Chinese, we call many chapel, many lives to practice, to become a Buddha, and then have the physical characteristics on the body. In Chinese, we say the 32 features. So in Chinese, it means that the swastika is the good luck, is the peace, is the merit and virtue completely, like a full, completely become a Buddha. So in the history of Chinese Buddhism, in Tang Dynasty, as from here, like more than 1,000 years, the king of the first female king in Tang Dynasty, she means that swastika means is the pronunciation mean once. The in history. Also in the translator of the sutra translator, Buddhist sutra translator, it's famous translator in Tang Dynasty, Xuanzang, translate this swastika means merit and virtue consummation. That means for with the completely practice for become a Buddha or Bodhisattva, that have the simple physical simple. So that means good luck, peace, and merit and virtue communication, not like the Nasri's heat. That's completely different. So when I came here to the United States, like Nakagaki, he comes here in 1985 and I came here in 1993, 8 years later. And when I come here, people in here, like American people, when they saw the swastika, they got really angry for that. I don't know how. It's totally different. Make me when people, somebody see the statue of Buddha has a swastika on the chest, they say you should not put this statue outside your temple. May get problem. May get that. That's why I'll say is in the West country, in like American, in other West country, they have different meanings of the swastika. So it's very fortunately TK Nakagaki has speak out and for the topic for his doctorate degree to write the book of the swastika, the meaning, the history, and the occasions. So I'm really proud to have him to have this topic. He gave many presentations for this topic. It's very, very helpful for us, especially for Buddhists in the Asian Buddhists in the United States. We need to speak out, to make them understand what the swastika meanings in Buddhism. Like in China, after Tang Dynasty, where temples have many sides of the swastika, like the pictures in the full the take. Like I have this one. Also a swastika. This is the cover for the suture. We may like the suture. We cover the suture. We finish. We cover the suture. And also in Chinese suture, Buddhist book, you see there is there's also a swastika, and many like furnitures, they have the size of swastika. That means good luck, peace. That's totally different from the West country and naturalist, hateness, that meaning. So you can see if you go to China, go to the temple, Buddhist temple, they are everywhere at the side of the swastika. That means peaceful, good luck, and good future, good fortune.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think we have to have a swastika tour in China.
Yes, like we many use the furniture they have. Furniture, the Buddhist book, the suture.
Right. Yeah, I can see where. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we use the styles in the buildings, in the temples. And many welcome. We have tried to China to make a tour to China.
Maybe that would be a great idea. And also, here, well, thank you again, Refa. And we'll try to get some discussion later. So I hope you can stay. Even I wanted to learn more about different tradition. Next, I have a speaker for Sherab, Wong. Thank you so much. And hi, how are you?
Hi,
can you
thanks.
introduce yourself also? I couldn't find the bio somehow.
Okay, thanks very much, TK. Yeah, thank you for inviting me to this. And first of all, happy Nirvana Day of the Buddha to every one of you. Namaste. My name is Sherab Wong. Sherab in Tibetan means wisdom. So basically, I'm a translator for Tibetan Buddhism. Yeah. So yeah, that's my brief introduction. And today we are discussing about the meaning of swastika, right? How to preserve the meaning of swastika. And I and Sonia Gomes has established a dialogue platform called the Sattva Project. So hopefully one day I would like to invite maybe Brahmanaga TK and other people who are expert in this area to speak about the meaning of swastika, in the Sattva platform. So to me, like swastika means like generally it means happiness, good luck, peace, and prosperity. Yeah? But in Tibetan Buddhism, we call it Yungdrung. So it is one of the most ancient and universal symbol, and is found in almost every known culture in the world. So in ancient China, for example, the swastika was a Taoist symbol of eternity, like Chinese venerable, just now we say one. So in India also is considered to be an original solar symbol, representing the sun, and derived from the motion of the sun to the 4 quarters and seasons. But in Vajrayana Buddhism in particular, it represents or symbolizes the element of earth, actually, earth element, yeah, and is indestructible stability. It means very stable and indestructible. So in this respect, it is closely related to the symbol of a double vajra, double vajra, cross vajra, and beautifully detailed and richly symbolic. So the Tibetan double doji or vajra represent the firmness of spiritual enlightenment and awakening, and spiritual strength and power as well. And the shape of the vajra symbolizes two forms of truth, relative truth and absolute truth crossover at the middle of that, and the shape and the 5 prongs of the either one represent the 5 Buddha families, east, west, north, south, and the central Buddha, which is Vairochana, Amoghasiddhi, and Amitabha, Ranasambhava, and Aksobhya, So the 5 direction Dhyani Buddhas, So Doji also represent the Vajra in Sanskrit and represent the nature of reality, of emptiness, Shunyata. So basically that's what is represented in Tibetan Buddhism or Vajra. And in communicating with, like Venerable TK, you mentioned about the West misunderstood and this symbol, and they take it very sensitively, thinking this symbol can threaten their security and life, So it's important for us to communicate with them in a spirit of mindfulness and peacefulness, so that they can understand the true meaning of the symbol, So I think an important Mahayana Sutra by the name of Chatu Pratisarana Sutra, he said there's 4 rules of Buddhist communication, He says that we need to rely upon the 4 reliances. First, we need to rely on the Dharma, not the teacher, not the one who speaks it. So it's important when we communicate with them, the message is more important than the messenger. The message that we need to convey to them is that, okay, look, we are here to communicate with you about the true meaning of this symbol. It's not the symbol itself, but the meaning of the symbol. Not about me, but what my message is. Not about the messenger, but the message. And secondly, we should need to rely on the meaning, not the letter. So we are not really telling them what is this symbol, but the meaning behind the symbol. What does it represent? So when we talk about auspiciousness, good luck, and prosperity, and peace and joy, we must represent the spirit of peace and joy as well while we are communicating with them. I think this is important issue. And thirdly, we need to rely on the definitive meaning and not the provisional one. The ultimate meaning of the swastika. And fourthly, we need to rely on wisdom, jhana, and not our ordinary mind, which is our consciousness, vijnana. So that's the four reliances in the sutra of the Buddha, spoken by the Buddha, I think before he entered Pari-Nirvana. So I think these are the 4 rules or guidelines that we need to follow while we want to preserve the essential meaning of the swastika. So that's all for my sharing today. Thank you very much, and happy Pari-Nirvana Day to everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll have some discussion later, hopefully, and then
Okay.
so if you can stay, that would be great. And
How long will it be?
thank you.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Depends. So if you have, something you
Okay.
need to go, of course,
Sure,
you're
sure.
welcome to, excuse. But at the same time, you're welcome to join. All right. Thank you, Sarah Wong, and great to see you. And so this time also, we have a person from Europe, Portugal, I guess. And so Sonia Gomes, so you'll be the, I know you're here, so I hope I can.
Yes, I'm here, Venerable
Oh,
Doctor.
great.
How
Well,
are you?
thank you so
Very
much.
nice to
Nice to
see
meet you.
you. So wonderful.
Yeah, very nice meeting you also. So
Thank you.
yeah, and I know there are. So today I'm okay, but my computer itself is not okay. So everything what we have is a little bit. Sometimes it appears. Sometimes I push the button, but it doesn't respond to me. So I don't know. They refuse whatever the things. So one thing I know that you're the co-founder and an international advisor at the Lotus Heart NGO in
Yes.
Nepal, working on
Yes.
health and education for women and female empowerment. And
Yes.
that part I can have it, but in the other parts of I can't open it for some reason. So I have
No problem.
sorry, but it's always nice to see you to join this conference, and especially like we tend to be a lot of male dominated, but then it's nice to hear the voice from the female person to you have many different view, something like that's very, very important. I mean, it's like a same as a dialogue of that we try to do. And so anyway, so floor is yours, and anything you like to add, please do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Doctor. It's a pleasure for me to be here, to see you again after a long time, and all my Dharma friends. I wish you a wonderful Pari-Nirvana Buddha Day today. And in this very special occasion, since the issue we are discussing here is the swastika, I would like to share some points according to the traditional swastika point of view from the Eastern and Buddhist perspective, but also talk about what happened with the swastika in the West and some misunderstanding that happens in the West with this symbol, or what is around this symbol when the negative connotation the symbol gets with the Second World War because of Hitler. So there is a big misunderstanding about that issue to Westerns. So I would like to go on this, if you allow me, to this discussion in this very important day. So swastika is the mark and the beginning of the Buddhist texts, as they are considered as a symbol of universal harmony, according to Buddhism: prosperity, plurality, good luck, abundance, Dharma, fertility, long life, and eternity. So in different parts of the world, the swastika is given a different meaning by the Buddhists. For instance, in Tibet, the swastika was a graphical representation of eternity. There are 65 auspicious symbols on the footprint of the Buddha, and the swastika is considered as the first one. This is very important. Swastika is considered the first one. This is really meaningful. And you can also find the swastika symbol imprinted on the body, palms, chest, and feet of the Buddha, which is also very important. It has a deep, profound meaning. So it is used to mark the beginning of a sacred text or as a clothing decoration. The Buddhists in India consider, for example, swastika as the seal on Buddha's heart, which is brilliant, beautiful, inspiring. From ancient times, swastika is considered noble, which is preeminent in most cultures throughout history. It is also the most liked symbols of Aryans. This must also be said. In the Western world, the swastika is synonymous with fascism, but it goes back thousands of years and has been used as a symbol of good fortune in almost every culture in the world. So as more evidences emerges of its long pre-Nazi history in Europe, can this Asian sign ever shake off these evil associations? This is my main point for the Western and for this negative association. As you were mentioning in the beginning of your talk, like in America, this has a negative association, unfortunately. So in the Asian Indian language of Sanskrit, swastika means well-being. And the symbol has been used by Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains for millennia and is commonly assumed to be an Indian sign. Early Westerns traveled to Asia, were inspired by its positive and ancient associations and started using back their own. So they bring this symbol to the West. And by the beginning of the 20th century, there was a huge thought for the swastika as a beginning of a banning of good luck symbol to bring good luck and auspicious. And the irony is that the swastika is more European in its origin, than most people realize. Archaeologically, you can find and have a long demonstrated that the swastika is a very, very old symbol, but ancient examples are by no means limited to India. It was used by the ancient Greeks, Celts, and Anglo-Saxons. And some of the oldest examples have been found in Eastern Europe, from the Baltic to the Balkans. I don't know if you were aware of this. This is very interesting. So if you want to see just how deeply rooted the swastika pattern is in Europe, a good place to start is Kiev in Ukraine, precisely where we're having a war at this moment. And I would deeply like to dedicate my words to the victims of this war in this special day. So in Kiev Museum, in the National Museum of the History of Ukraine, it has an impressive range of exhibits about swastika. So I will finish my small words now. I think I give some impression that swastika is older, and also in Europe it was present as a very auspicious symbol. And unfortunately, it was not very well used by the Nazis, that gave a wrong connotation and a wrong perception of the use of this wonderful symbol that for me is the heart of the Buddha. So thank you so much for listening to me. I'm very grateful in this special day. I dedicate all my words to the victims of this war, and may peace prevail in this world. Thank you so much, Reverend, for the invitation, and all the best to my friends, brothers and sisters in the Dharma. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is actually my book. Also, there's a book that I wrote is a Buddhist swastika and Hitler's cross. So but then of course I don't know. I can't go all over the place, but I don't know about much of the cave. So I hope all people there, first of all, we somehow stop the wars and going back to somehow the more of the peaceful world, but situation. So, but thank you for your words and appreciate.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. And this time I just wanted to take a little, not a break, but then since the Piya is I saw him driving the car, but I don't know whether he wanted to say a few words. But the thing is, he wanted to report from the Turkey, the difficult situation right now in Turkey. And so if you, I don't know, is that Piya?
Yes, I'm here. Venerable.
You wanted to speak a little bit? Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes. Otherwise, I don't know. I can lost my.
Well, we can hear you very well, actually. But so maybe you can report a little bit, because that's what.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we can. So.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Venerable Nakagaki, for organizing this. And since I have been coordinating with you, so suddenly I have to be in the front line of this the relief humanitarian relief service project program that I have been in here, sponsored by Bodhisattva Vihara. So on behalf of Bodhisattva Vihara and Suchi Foundation, now I am in Turkey. Ate is Antakya. That is the one of the biggest earthquake that happened. I just finished a relief program for today. So I'm coming back from the relief sites. Then I have visited all the places of where all the destructions happening. More than 29,000 people itself here. It has been passed away. So commemorating and talking about the Pari-Nirvana So I was thinking of how this Pari-Nirvana is very important. When I see the graves of the place where there's no place to be cremated, and I saw myself is the very tragic, very catastrophic situation. It's the first time I ever see that kind of massive destruction. All that the city was been wiped out, and it had been 2 days. I have been continuously field visit and assessing the situation, at the same time providing the relief. And after I see there's a humanity is going on, humanity is there, and the people of suffering in Turkey, though they are the Muslim community, and they are very much acceptable. And when I use this our Bodhisattva Vihara and our compassion, the logos of Buddhism, they are we're quite positive attitudes towards regarding the religions. And talking about the Pari-Nirvana, so wherever we have been commemorating for every year annually, and it's the death of the Buddha, and that make us that not just remembering the death, and that is the most important is to that as we celebrating the birthday, we thinking of next, what is next. So I'm getting 1 year older. So that's how we are remembering the things. So as we is commemorating the Pari-Nirvana, what we have to think about that when Buddha was passed away more than 2,500 years, 62 years ago, that still we are thinking that our life is that impermanent. Life is like, that's what's happening here in Turkey. Within 30 seconds, more than 100,000 is like around 200,000, approximately 11 provinces has been people die within 1 minute. You can imagine. So that kind of mass, the death of the demise of the people can be even happen in this world. So therefore, our life is very much precious, that we have to be very much think of what we have to do in time. We have to not be jealous, and we have to be all the time cooperative and friendly, and thinking of the impermanence of life, that we have to give up our all longevity, our the whatever desire we have, negative desire, that we have to be always thought of the passive, and also very much the thoughts of giving to the people, and also compassion, that we should not be jealous, we should not always hate each other, and we should bring the friendliness, cooperations, work together. And that's what the Buddha has always been teaching us. Give what you have, and be happy what you have, and be live at the present moment. So therefore, life is anytime uncertain. It can be happen anytime, anywhere. It's impermanence. So the importance of Pari-Nirvana can be memorized, remember all the time in our life, so that we live harmony, peace, and always friendliness. And we'd like a friend between all of us. So I'm very much happy that the Sherab's Wong and Gomes, Sonia Gomes, we have been inviting them, and at the same time Karma and whoever, and Dr. Sobhita, and all the monks, nuns.
We're not finished yet, so we're still.
I appreciate very much. So I was really can catch up with you. I thought I would not attend this today, but anyway, the time is still here.
I hope you
that, and I appreciate everybody came to this.
Be mindful
thank you very much
of
again.
driving part. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
And I appreciate it. So,
okay, thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Oh, hello.
This is Ratna from Turkey. From Turkey, they are volunteers. Yeah, I'm volunteers. We're coming here together to help women. Yeah, I want to say thank you so much for everything, for supporting. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you. I mean, we do the. I know it's a very difficult situation, so a lot of people try to help
I'm
as
not
much,
driving.
and so we also. Oh, thank you for.
With my entire team. Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, because we wanted him to also encourage other group of the Buddhists to also share this so that people be aware what's happening there, and also it's a really difficult situation. So a lot of people should support each other too. So hope more people to be way to help you people in Turkey and Syria and all those places too. So
Yes, I just had the order of Syria and Turkey. Just came back.
oh, is that right? Oh, okay. Yeah, we actually travel from New York to travel to before to Turkey, so it's one place that we missed. Actually, Buddhist Council, some of the Buddhist Council went there too. So yeah. Well, anyway, okay. Well, thank you. Anyway,
Those who are interested to support, then please contact
Yeah.
me. Then we can coordinate for the future.
Okay.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and again, drive carefully. You can listen to, but yeah, be alert also. Thank you. Thank you, Piya, Dr. Piya, and then I'll see you in New York. So
Yeah.
take good
So I'll see
care.
you. Yeah.
See you very soon. And yeah, okay. Thank you so much. And then now I wanted to continue for the part of the discussion. But next we will have Venerable Sonam Doje. And first of all, thank you very much, Venerable Sonam Doje. He's a General Secretary, Druk. I can't pronounce well, but Ngang Bang Tibetan Cholin, Shedrag Monastery, which is in Buddha Vihara in India. But he's originally from the, what do you call it, Bhutan. So I'd like to welcome, and then the floor is yours. Anything that would you like to add it, please do. And thank you again for joining today.
So,
very nice.
So konbawa and ohayou gozaimasu. So thank you very much, Dr. Nakagaki, for organizing this conference. Actually, I don't know what to speak. So regarding the Swastika, I think many people have spoken. Of course, if someone don't understand the meaning or the symbol of the any kind of what is not only the swastika but any kind of object, people may object, but this is because of lack of knowledge. So important, I think we have to convince, we have to give them knowledge. Suppose, for example, a prayer flag. So they thought that I was hosting some, I think some technical problem.
Something is, the online is always have a difficult for those. So, yeah, now I can hear you because you're
okay.
I mean, you can talk about also Bhutan, how the swastika is treated.
Swastika in Bhutan is we just consider this as one of the very auspicious symbol, and everywhere we use it. This is not like it is. After Buddha got enlightened, Buddhas have a major 32 mark and a minor 80 mark. That is the sign of the enlightenment of Buddha, and one of that mark was the swastika, and it is below the Buddha's feet. And so in Bhutan, we consider it's one of the very sacred and one of the very auspicious, sign. And also it's something, when we start some kind of prayer, we say Om Swasti. Om Swasti means may everything be auspicious. Like Swastika and Om Swasti, I think almost these are meanings are all same. So in Bhutan, yes, no doubt, every Bhutanese will respect and always, put to this kind of, we say auspicious object in a higher, we never step on our feet on this kind of auspicious sign. So in Bhutan, yes, everywhere like that. Before our master, Chinese Reverend Master from China in America now, he saw many swastika signs in the prayer in a prayer book, and even in the. Can you hear me? Some problem.
Let's just disappear again. But you mentioned about the Chinese monk mentioned about like that way.
Bhutan. I don't remember his name, but just our before speaker, he was showing the swastika sign. Yes, like that in Bhutan also we have. In many places you will see swastika sign. This is the sign of auspiciousness. Or the sign of eternity, what to say, like long life or something. There are many meanings. So also, in Bhutan, yes, we respect this auspicious sign, and we also consider it's a very holy, and everywhere you will see the swastika mark in Bhutan also. So like that, now, of course, in the West, maybe they may consider this as something like not a very good sign. But this is not because of a sign. This is because of some people, because some people have using this symbol. These people have caused a great Holocaust. Because of that, I think people have some kind of negative feeling towards this kind of sign. But this is because of not of the sign, but because of some people, because they use this sign, when they're doing this kind of things. And because of that, I think people, yes, of course, people, because many people had been massacred and killed, and because of that, I think people sometimes may feel something bad towards this. So that I think we need some kind of education, information, right information. I think this is very important. This is my what to say, small thing that
at least
thank you very much.
Some parts much clearer. Everything is very nice, and thank you. Because the last time I saw the actually Bon practitioner of the Tibetan, so the swastika tradition of the Bon. So it was
every tradition, every religion have Hindu have a different kind of meaning. The Jainism has a different kind of meanings.
Right.
Like Bon, they have different kind of meanings. But everybody consider, I think, not a very bad sign.
It's very good
even
sign.
the Hindu good sign. But maybe in the West, because of I don't, not because of this sign, but because of some people, they have a better kind of feeling towards this sign. Not actually not towards because of the sign, but because of some people who have used this sign. I think that we should what to say, know why they feel. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So thank you again. So thank you very much for joining. And I hope we're gonna have a more discussion, maybe how we can also prevent, actively even like talk about, or things like those are very important.
Yes.
So I thank you.
Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you so much. And Oh, you're here. Oh, okay, okay. Let me find it. I don't know where you are. Okay,
Oh.
great, great. Oh, okay, sure. Let me. And yeah, thank you. Thank you very
Yes.
much for coming today, joining us today. And so you're the professor of Kunila Buddhist University and teacher of Samadhi Doya Nueli Chagging Hills. I don't know where exactly, but that's in India that I understand. And so I guess yeah, maybe if you can add it anything, because I mentioned about some of the parts I can't access to the some parts now. So but I'm always grateful that you're able to come for the first time. So it's very nice meeting you, and looking forward to hearing you today. And even academic side or everything that's your background, it will be very interesting to hear. So thank you. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
allowing
you so much.
me to join this. It is first time and joining participation. So far, I have get learn, listen to you all discussion. So all are so much inspiring me to know knowledge of your swastika symbol. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Firstly, happy Nirvana Day, and I miss our Buddha in Kushinagar. When I first met to the Buddha line down, I feel so sad and falling down my tear. So far I had learned from you all is so much good knowledge related to swastika symbols, and then it is separate to especially we can see in Mahayana Buddhism, even though we Theravada also really grateful to see such signs in the Buddha Gaya and other Chinese temple or whenever we visited in. So really grateful for SA Buddhism. So then from my point, I got one sentence from the speaker. We need to know behind this symbol is the meaning. It has saying that so many meaning I saw. In central is our Buddha. Other like direction foresight has a good sign as we accept Buddhism accept the good side, and other wisdom, even though they accept the like negative point, whatever maybe, it depends on their decision. Our point of view is a very good sign and for promoting our sasana. So we really appreciate for being such a sign for a long time. We hope for next many years also will be long last and should be maintained. This very good luck sign. So as somebody said, we have many background of tradition. Also, we have many a different symbol. As in our country, also have like a cycle of the cycle of what to say the Masaka Potingatauta. There also we accept as our Buddhism, like a Theravada Buddhism. So all signs are good for Buddhists. As our Buddhist destination is Nirvana, so I would like to little point out for getting Nirvana is all of our Buddhist follower destination, final destination. Whoever follow to the Buddhism, we are just searching, trying, the fulfilling for reach, for attained, for realize this Nirvana. Nirvana is like peaceful, no more mind, no more mental, no more suffering. For this, to achieve this goal of Nirvana, Buddha preached when he first get enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. He preached in his first sermon, whoever wants to be enter the Nirvana, realize the Nirvana, has to be avoid two extremes. So we should be follow two extremes like self-indulgence and self-mortification. So for this, we are trying to by doing bodily good action, mentally good action, bodily good action. Good action will lead to us to do more peaceful life and to get more peaceful in the world, to stop violence. That's how we are step up by like we can say morality, and then the second step is concentration, and finally we can get the insight knowledge. By insight knowledge, we can realize, we can achieve the final goal of Nirvana. That's how we are practicing. Like now we see Dr. Piya is on the way to like saving people's life and helping. This also we are finding kind of Nirvana going through. Now we are discussing together, also sharing knowledge each other. That also we can say discussion of the about the way to the Nirvana. So I hope we all will be reached by discussing such kind of conference and sharing the knowledge. I'm sure we all sure we will be getting enlightenment, like entering Nirvana in one day, whether short time or take time. It depends our fulfilling perfection. And also, I'm really thanks to know Sonia Gomes. She explained in detail about concept of swastika. This is we got not knowledge. Thanks so much to her and to all of you to allow me to speak a little knowledge to share each other. We hope we will get peaceful life and happy Nirvana.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sorry for the I think without the screen everything sounds was good. So I appreciate it very much. We can hear well. And then thank you again for your presentation. And next we'd like to have a Theravada tradition also, and Aryapal Bhikkhu is the next speaker, and I do, for some reason I don't have your background. All I know is you're very active in India and the Buddha Gaya and so forth. So for me, image itself, you always good smiles, everything, and doing a lot of work with for the Dharma. So that's the image that I have, but I don't have anything else. So maybe if you can add anything you like, and you're welcome to do. So I'll ping you, and so you'll be on. Okay, thank you.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My dear respected venerables, monks, nuns, and devotees of the conference Nirvana Peace and Swastika by respected venerable Dr. T.K. Nakagaki and Dr. Piya Ratna and Dr. Prashil Ratna. So I pay my respect to the senior monks, and also greetings to all of you to arrange such this nice conference. And about 2.5 hours almost we on the meeting, and I not like to talk long, just only shortly. I thinking to say about the swastika. And when I was a childhood, at that time I know about the swastika, and also sometimes I was a puzzle. The swastika sometimes is see the up and sometimes is the down. So to like this swastika, I don't understand, and I try to ask from my senior, and sometimes the senior say to me about the swastika. This is the symbol of Buddhism, and sometimes symbol of used by Hindu, and which is the down they use the Hindu, and what is the up they use the Buddhist. Like this said to me, but I not see on the books. about the swastika. And some monks also say to me about the swastika, the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Path, the show. And I saw in many temples like this symbol, and this is the symbol of the Buddhism. And now every temple use the symbol of the flag, Buddhist flag. But before was no Buddhist flag. 1956, in Sri Lanka, all Theravada, Mahayana Buddhists unitedly consider the Buddhist flag, and after every year using the Buddhist flag for the Buddhist family, this the Buddhist temple, this like this. But before I see the swastika, but now this modern time not using swastika in any temple or any place, like my temple also. In here, Buddha, my temple also, I am not using the swastika, but I am using the Buddhist flag. And that's Buddhist flag, you can see the surrounding the temple, and every people can recognize this is the Buddhist temple when they see the Buddhist flag. And and I saw on the internet about the swastika, and everyone already said this is the well-being. And every religion, they want to be peace. They want to do for the humanity, everyone, like our Dr. Piya Ratna now in Turkey. Turkey is the Muslim country, not is the Buddhist country. But our compassion heart, we thinking the humanity. We're not thinking the religion. And every religion must be thinking like us, like the compassion. We are human beings, but first we need to recognize by human beings. And after we separating the religion. But according to compassion, every religion follow this compassion, and there will be no hate crime, no violence if we follow the compassion. So, and strictly Buddhism following the compassion, and so there is no violence in Buddhism in any country or any place according to Buddhist religion to other religion. Not any violence. We know we Buddhists are suffering for following the compassion. Sometimes is suffering, and sometimes we be very happy. And many people in this world, they say no, Buddhist people are very peaceful people. They're not to do any violence. And I know the one Bhante from Australia. He said that if you see the Tipitaka books, our sacred book, if you do on the give on the toilet, and flush, we not to fighting anything. Just we go to collect the books and keep in clean and keep in the safe place again. We not to do fighting with any people. But I see in other religion people, if like to do this, and they are burning, fighting, violence, so many things happening in this world. We see on the newspaper. So everyone should follow like to us, not to do any violence for the books or for the religion. We should be follow compassion. So thank you all of you, because everyone are very vast knowledge about the religion, and every are talented people on this conference I see. So I have no need to explain anymore. And I thank you all of you again, because long time all of you to attend on the conference, and also Venerable Dr. TK Nakagaki. It's a very hard role to communicate with every people and to do the arrange this conference. It's a very difficult. So he doing this difficult working. So I again thank to you and all of you, and pray for all of your healthy, happy, peaceful life, and hopefully on the next any conference see you again. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much for the kind words, words of compassion. Yeah, I couldn't recognize you are here, so sorry about it. And
I was a little bit not good because of the cold.
Oh,
so that's why I couldn't open. I was in bed.
First time. Is this the first time to join us?
Maybe last time also.
Oh yeah, okay, because you look a little different. for some reason to me. So, okay. Yeah, but welcome back and thank you so much for joining. Yeah.
And
So
thank you so
the
much.
floor is yours and please share yeah, on your thoughts on the swastika and your how you grew up with the swastika. Thanks.
Thank you so much for invitations. I'm very honored to be joined here. Actually, you know, I'm not good in English, so this I heard all the speech from the all venerable masters and all the teacher. So I think there's no doubt the who listen who are listening our this explanations of swastika. So I think there's no left words. Actually, whatever I know, they already explained the masters. So actually, in yes, Nepal. Just now I'm speaking from Nepal. So in Nepal, yes, yeah, swastika means is harmony and peace. It's symbolized like this, and eternity. Since Tibetan Buddhism, then we are not logo in the on the test of the Buddha when we make a statue, but it's whenever we keep this swastika, it's symbolized like the harmony, peace, and very good auspicious. And when you do new things and new work, when you start, then we write and we make a symbol of like this swastika for the opening ceremony, and it's for the good auspicious. So in yes, Nepal traditions, and we use most of the time we use this on getting married ceremony, yeah. And when you do puja for the long life, then we write down the under your mat, and so you sit on the this swastika, and we do the long life puja. It's symbolized that it also long life, and it's not a what's say is a impermanent eternity, and so it's very good for the your health and life. So in the Tibetan Buddhism, according to swastika symbols, we use the endless knot also. Just that this you can see here. There's no end point, so it's a all circle. So it's also one of the this auspicious, good auspicious. This is one of the 8 auspicious symbols. One of the this is endless knot. This also representing that Buddha's knowledge is there's no beginning and no end. That's very endless. That's why it's we use like this also. So I think it's a swastika also same used in Nepal and other country. It's actually main it's peace and auspicious sign and eternity. There's no it's one of the very dragger also. It can it's one of the wisdom which is never change. Yeah, even you turn like this, even your head go up and down, this always look like same. That's why the wisdom, the Buddha's wisdom is never changes. This also we representing like this also. So I think this is I know what about swastika. And today is a full moon day, so that's why we celebrate today. This is according to Tibetan calendar. This is the first month of 15 days. So this is the full month. So this is the Buddha Sakyamuni manifestation, miraculous first day to 15 full months. This 15 day he performance miracles. That's why we strongly and we very deeply we pray in this 15 days and someone this one full month. So in 4th month of Tibetan, there's the enlightened and with the birth they all together. And 6th month we celebrate as a who Buddha teachings day. the first he teaching wheels of Dharma, according to Four Noble Truths. In 9 months, he descending from the Tushita happened with the Taratimsha, 30. So this is the main Buddhist day, and actually I think we have to celebrate. This is very important. So already Swastika means all people now. So it's not necessary to explain anymore. So thank you so much for your inviting here, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so it was wonderful to hear all the different traditions. Yeah, because even I was thinking also, yeah, actually I found the interesting video. Maybe I have to, as I hear all the talk that we have today, so maybe as a little summary, we did have what do you call it? Maybe, yeah, what do you call it? Swastika conference that the the many people from the different traditions, and then we just put it in everything to the two kind of small what do you call it, passage together. And the one thing I wanted to share with you, this is if you before we go to the discussion, at least I wanted to show this one, because simply because in America, so some people from last year especially, we have a Swastika conference in the the North America Swastika conference, leadership conference. And then at that time we decide to have where we stand, that at least we need to share this is our understanding of the swastika, which is different from the actually Hakenkreuz. Hitler never says swastika, first of all, but then the people don't know about it because everything, all the translation of the word swastika, I mean the Hakenkreuz, is translated as swastika. But it is a very wrong translation in one way, or misleading translation. And so that creates a lot of, I think, the distinction. I mean, the words are, some speakers say words are not important in a part of the video, but actually words are very important. How you call it does matter, because we use like white powder, one is called sugar, white powder, but the other one is called salt. But we don't mix up, because we sometimes mix up too, of course, same shape, so the taste is different. But when you understand what the salt does, what the sugar does, or it looks like the same shape, but then it's a different way, different meaning. Both have a different taste, both have different way of using, and so we should be able to make distinction. So swastika shouldn't be mixed up with the Hakenkreuz or hooked cross of the Hitlers. Otherwise, one is correct, the other is wrong. Is right and wrong. That's the only category that the Western has. But then I think if we have two meaning, the same shape could be, but yet all the contents is different, or the condition how we use is different. And so those are something that we wanted to see. But also I just wanted to have a little discussion later. Maybe you can think now. So at the conference that I start mentioning, but last year in June, we decided have like a exchange of the understanding of different cultures, Native Americans included. And so at that time we create the proclamation. So I just wanted to show you first of all the proclamation video, and we will read this one, so maybe you can just pay attention to what that means. And then this is something that I would like to share to the world, meaning that we will have a world conference. Well, actually Parliamentary World Revisions is happening this year in August in Chicago. And so we're planning to have a program on the swastika, and also we have have a swastika, what do you call it, the booth even. And so we try to bring more awareness or understanding. We're not really fighting with the, the Jewish people, or we don't deny any of the things, but yet education, the ignorance is something also create a lot of problems. So the education is something that bring the truth in it on the table, and not just one way, but then if there are many different way of looking at, and then those should be there on the table instead of just denying totally from the beginning. So anyway, so this is a little short video that I wanted to share. Enjoy this.
We, the undersigned, hereby jointly proclaim the following statements on the swastika symbol. Whereas we seek a more truthful and peaceful world based upon mutual respect and mutual understanding, with compassion, love, and wisdom in spirit. And whereas we affirm the fact that the swastika has long been a symbol of auspiciousness, peace, good fortune, and prosperity. And whereas we recognize that by strongly associating the sacred swastika with the Nazi symbol of hate, enormous harm is being done to more than 2 billion Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and other indigenous people who continue to use the sacred swastika with reverence and respect worldwide. And whereas we acknowledge that the 20th century in Europe, Hitler and his Nazi party used the symbol of the Hakenkreuz, the hooked cross, which is wrongly translated as the swastika, into a symbol of hate and genocide in the Western world, and that Hitler never called it swastika. And whereas we understand Haken, which means hooked, and Kreuz, which means cross, is a German word and a type of Christian cross in the West, while on the other hand, Su, which means good, Asti, which means to be, and Ka is the noun form, is a Sanskrit word and an auspicious dharmic symbol having a history of over 10,000 years. And whereas we assert, based upon historical records, that the two symbols, that of the Hakenkreuz and the swastika, have completely different meanings, usage, and context, and that the distinction must be made clear and unambiguous despite the apparent similarity of their shapes and presentation. Whereas we understand and acknowledge the pain, persecution, and suffering resulting from the genocide of 6 million Jews and of 1.5 million Roma and others at the hands of the Nazis. And whereas we understand the various neo-Nazi, supremacist, and hate groups continue to use the Nazi symbol to dehumanize those who are society's most vulnerable members. And whereas we stand together in solidarity with the Jewish people in condemning acts of violence and hate carried out under the hooked cross, the Hakenkreuz symbol. And where we affirm that we are determined in the spirit of a collective humanity to bring forth the true meaning of the swastika in its traditional and auspicious spirit, so that the swastika can be used freely, without any fear or misunderstanding. Resolved. We shall use our best efforts to ensure that the world shall henceforth recognize the true meaning of the word swastika as a sacred symbol and encourage the usage of the correct name, Hakenkreuz or hooked cross, to refer to the anti-Semitic hate symbol. We shall recognize that in this globalized world, there is a need to provide accurate information and education regarding the larger history and usage of the swastika as differentiated from the Hakenkreuz. We shall encourage all nations, in particular those in media, education, and government, to use resources recommended by the Swastika Awareness Coalition at www.understandingswastika.org as a comprehensive source of reference to understand the swastika and its equivalent symbols in the Dharmic and other indigenous traditions worldwide. Dhanyavad.
Swasti. Swasti.